Greetings, YouTube. The Doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Marvel Contest of Champions. And today is another installment of our videos looking at the best defenders in Battlegrounds. And today we're going to talk about the best defenders that are skill champs in Battlegrounds. But first, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you have any questions or comments, please leave a question or comment. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you know when I am live. All right. So I've got a little graphic here that goes through who I think are the best. And again, this is just me, but who are the best skilled defenders. It's not a lot of them. I know I'm leaving Kingpin off of this. I actually think Kingpin is pretty easy to overcome in Battlegrounds. But these are the ones that are the most annoying. And often I will ban outright Baron Zemo and Korg. Just ban them out. Many times I will also ban Mole Man, and Atuma can be very annoying as well. So let's look at the first one. Why is Atuma a good defender or annoying? Well, for several reasons. So one of the things that he's got is this ability, and it's part of his awakened ability. He gets these, and it's kind of buried in here. It's in his heavy on Aunt May. It's not real apparent, but he gets these concussions. And he has a 100% chance for Atuma to purify one non-damaging debuff. And remember, when you parry him, that is a non-damaging debuff. So 100% chance for Atuma to purify one non-damaging debuff, excluding concussions. But this is when he does a heavy and replace it with a concussion debuff, reducing Atuma's ability accuracy by 50% for 25 seconds. This is another part of his mechanic because he reverses the ability accuracy reduction and it becomes positive. If no non-stacking debuffs are present, this ability consumes the oldest stack of hydration instead. This ability also triggers when Atuma is inflicted with a stun or an infuriate debuff. So you can't bring individuals like Hercules against him, or you can't parry him. He is not parryable. So he'll immediately come after you. So what I do is I do parry him, but when I do, he almost immediately goes into his heavy attack, which is very easy to dodge. But he will, if you're not used to this, he will get rid of a stun debuff automatically, and he'll gain a concussion, which reverses his ability accuracy. So when he hits you, it's not great. It's very bad. So you just have to be careful with that. The other thing that makes him really good is his ability to do damage, his Thorns ability to do damage when you hit him. Atuma's rough tallow caneel skin abrades his opponents with a 25% chance to deal physical damage when they strike him or his block. Now remember, when he's got these concussions, it reverses his ability accuracy with this, while one of Atuma's personal abilities with a listed chance, this has a listed chance, so it's blue, there it is, has over 100% chance to trigger. The ability has a chance to trigger additional times. So if he's got a whole bunch of concussions on him and you strike him, you could be taking a whole bunch of damage. So physical damage when they strike him or his block with a contact attack. Damage scales with base attack only. So that's not great. That's a bad ability, especially in Battlegrounds, because Battlegrounds is based off of two things: what your health is at the end of the fight and how much time it takes you to take somebody out. Now, he doesn't increase like the time, but he is going to do damage to you when you hit him if you hit him with attacks that are physical attacks because of this. And because he can purify debuffs, that makes it even more annoying. So how do we get around that? What's the best way to get around this? So, one, any non-contact attack champ Shuri, Havoc, Ebony Maw, Infamous, Iron Man, or Professor X. These are all, they all have one or more attacks that are non-contact attacks, which means they're great counters for the Thorns ability of Attuma. The next one is Incinerate or Shock or Cold Snap champs. And the reason for that is because, let's bring it back up again. Where is it? I think it's under hydration. Here it is. So he gets these hydrations, which increases attack rating. This is incorrect. So this is 10 and this is actually 19. He can become unstoppable for a very long time until these hydrations go away. And they each last 7 seconds. They last a long time. So if he's inflicted with or immune to an Incinerate, remember, he can get rid of, he can be immune to Incinerates or Shocks at 10 stacks. So these will get rid of stacks of hydration, and if he's afflicted with a Cold Snap, then they fall off 30% faster. So a good set of champs to use with that are people like Black Widow, Deadly Origins, Doctor Doom, who do Shock, Shuri does Shock, Storm does Shock, Bishop, Black Widow, Clairvoyant, Elsa, Bloodstone, Human Torch, although I would kind of avoid Human Torch with this one because he's skill, Kitty Pryde, and Sunspot. So these guys down here are all Incinerate champs, and these all up here are Shock champs. And so they can kind of get rid of some of those hydrations that he has. Now, he is not purifying per se, he is replacing. So as part of his heavy here, well, he does purify. So he does have the purify in his kit. And we can also use anti-purify cleanse champs like Bishop, Toad. Storm has a anti-purify ability, and Kitty Pryde does too. But these are a little bit different than Bishop and Toad. Definitely punish when purifies are used. Storm gets extra prowesses, and Kitty Pryde can increase her Incinerates. But she's also Incinerates. So she's probably a very good counter to Attuma. So is Bishop, and Bishop also is a good counter for the Purify. So I would say always have a Bishop in your team for a lot of different reasons, because Bishop is a good defender too. All right, let's go to the next one. So what makes Baron Zemo a great defender, and how do we get around that? So Baron Zemo is right here, and so Baron Zemo has medium attacks, it's a gun, and these do not make contact. So if you don't have a special champ that can block contact or parry non-contact attacks, you're not going to parry him. He is virtually impossible to parry when he runs at you, and that's a problem. He does bleeds a lot, and he can do bleeds through the block. That's bad. And he starts the fight with 5 indefinite purifies. So he cleanses. Zemo's cleanses can't purify stun debuffs, but he's got this, so it doesn't really need it. So when he runs out of cleanses, he puts a root passive on you. And that stinks as well, too. So he is an excellent, excellent defender. And then when the opponent becomes rooted, they're inflicted with an indefinite decelerate. So it doesn't matter if they're unstoppable or not. While the opponent is rooted, their combat power rate is reduced by 40%, and his is increased by 40%. So he's going to hit you and do a whole bunch of damage. If the opponent breaks free before it expires, inflicts 5 bleeds on you immediately. Reduced by 1 for each prowess. So again, a lot of mutant champs get prowesses. And if he does a special one, he's going to put a disorient on you regardless. Just on activation, you get it. And it reduces your block proficiency and your defensive ability accuracy. And he can do this up to 4 times. And it's indefinite. It doesn't go away. And then the final hit inflicts bleeds. He does a lot of bleed damage. It doesn't seem like that much, 32 per second, but he does a lot of them. And they can be inflicted through the block. And again, you've got 2 metrics for Battlegrounds. The life you have left and how fast it takes you to get rid of somebody. So, and if you can't parry him, it's going to take you longer. Now, who are the counters for this? Well, we've got any champ that can parry non-contact attacks, like Angela, Guardian, Proxima Midnight, Cole Obsidian, and Captain America, Sam Wilson. All these guys can parry non-contact attacks. So that takes that ability away right away, and it makes it a lot easier to take him out. And again, he's got these purifies, so anyone that will punish him for purifying or cleansing. Bishop and Toad both have abilities that punish, and Storm and Kitty Pryde both get kind of a bump or bonuses. I think Bishop does damage, so we can actually look at that real quick. So these are mutants. So Bishop in his kit. Debuff feedback. Each time the opponent purifies a debuff, they instantly receive 7,000 energy damage. This is for a 7-star. So for a 6-star, it's 3,000. That's still a lot of damage. And skill champions also receive a passive stun for 1.5 seconds if the debuff was purified. The other ones, that takes that ability away from him. The other one is Toad. And I believe it is in Paralytic Secretions. Nope. It may be always active. Might be this one. Paralytic Poisons. Let's see here. Let me do a quick search. There it is. Dashing forward or dashing backwards purifies one of Toad's personal paralytic debuffs. This effect cannot happen. 70% chance to inflict a paralytic passive when purified by skill champs. So if these get purified, then you get to put paralytic poisons on them. And I don't believe there's anything in here for cleanse. No, but there is for purify. Yeah, it's just those two things. And then Storm. Each time the opponent purifies a debuff, she gains 2 prowesses, which allows her to do a lot more damage. So, all in all, for Baron Zemo, I would say the best anti-champs for this one are probably Bishop and Toad. But you can also go with these as well. All right, the next champ we're going to talk about is Korg, another great skill defender, one that I often will ban because I can't stand fighting him. And here he is right here. And Korg has his rock stacks. So while the rock shield, so he starts, where is it? Rock shield, here it is. He gets 9 rock charges, which are removed each time he's struck. An additional charge is removed when Korg's dash attack is interrupted by a light attack. While they're active, the powerful enemy attacks cannot deal more than 40% of the base damage. Special attack 3 cannot deal more than 120%. So it blocks out your ability to do damage to him, which makes the fight go longer, and it takes your points away from time. So the other thing is, while the rock shield is active and Korg is struck by a medium, heavy, or special attack, so that's that first one right there, and if you end your attack with a medium attack, it's going to do it again. We're going to do this for a 6-star. That makes contact, you're going to take damage. A lot of damage, depending on the SIG level. Physical damage is inflicted to the opponent. Damage scales with basic attack. This ability does not activate if the opponent hit deals energy damage, and mutant champs take 25% less. So, again, mutants are really important. And while the rock shield is active, Korg has a 30 to 70% chance to purify debuffs and gain 1 rock shield charge for each debuff purified this way. So, that's another really bad thing that happens here. And he can become unblockable and unstoppable if he gets these crowd excitement. And if you hit him, he gets these crowd excitement charges. So if you hit him and he's awakened, you're going to take damage. And you're going to get that. And remember, it's damage left over and the time it takes. And this guy's doubly bad because he does damage to you for just hitting him. And he is hard to do damage to. It takes longer, so it takes time away from you. So how do we get around all this stuff? Who are the pros? And so any non-contact attack champions, again, because it's a physical contact ability that does damage to you. So again, we're talking about Shuri. Havoc is a really good one. Ebony Maw, Infamous, Iron Man, and Professor X is a really good one. And any anti-purify cleanse champs, Bishop, Toad, Storm, Kitty Pryde again. All right, last one is Mole Man. And Mole Man has another one of these purify mechanics. And let's take a look at that. Let's get rid of that. And we're going to go to Mole Man here. So he's shock immune. That kind of sucks. And he has true accuracy if he is not frenzied below 10 monster phases. Critical hits can do bleed. Deal a burst of energy damage if the opponent is suffering from a shock debuff. That's bad. All right, this is the big one right here. 100% chance to gain a monster mass when inflicted with a debuff. There's a 70% chance when fighting mutant, minus 70. So mutants are really important. Debuffs are purified 1 second after. So if you put a debuff on him, it goes away and he gets a monster mass. At 5 monster masses or above, the time is decreased to half a second. And then each monster mass increases his physical resistance. Blocking basic attacks grants an unstoppable buff. And then gain 75% chance to resist block. So he's got this purify. So he is very hard to parry because of that, because you're going to put a stun on him and he's going to get rid of it. And the more of these monster masses he's got, the faster he's going to get rid of it. So not really great at all. You want to kind of bait him into using his special one. So if you don't know how to fight this guy, it's going to be very difficult. So who are the counters for this? So anti-purify cleanse champs, basically. You can parry him still if he's frenzied. So we're talking about Bishop, Toad, Storm, and Kitty Pryde. That's basically what we're talking about. All right, that's what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.